friends! Welcome to ThinkerViews podcast, where we share our book reviews with you. The art of storytelling is as old as humans, and some of our best loved books are those written for children. Author Philip Pullman is well known for his well-admired works including his Dark Materials series. While we have enjoyed the multiverse of this series, also widely known as the Golden Compass series, we also enjoy the relatively small books written by the author, which tell interesting stories and are also illustrated, making them suitable for young children. And one of such books is The Firework-Maker's Daughter. Recently, we had a chance to revisit this magical little tale in form of a 2018 edition, published by Puffin and illustrated by Peter Bailey. The cover page of this book is fun-filled and energetic at first glance, especially if you like vintage book covers. The illustration shows us a little girl wearing a triangular hat, just about to take on a volcano that seems to be spewing fire and ashes all around in its vicinity. Though the illustration makes use of minimalistic resources, the cover page does justice to the core theme of the book. I found it quite interesting and faithful to the story. And what is the story? Lal Chand is a firework maker and now is the sole parent of infant daughter Leela. Leela grows up in the workshop playing with the fire and learning how to make fireworks. All along the way, she has been experimenting and making new ones. And so in her heart, she knows she is going to be a firework maker when she grows up. But her father has very different views from Leela. Leela's friend Chulak looks after the king's white elephant, named Hamlet. This elephant can talk and is generally sent out to townsfolk by the king as a punishment. Chulak and Hamlet are planning to run away, and when Leela tells Chulak about her plans, he tricks Lal Chand into telling him the secrets of becoming a firework maker. And so Leela starts a journey towards the volcano at Mount Merapi to meet fire fiend Razwani and get the royal sulfur. Only she does not know that she must have the 3 gifts or the gourd of magical water to get there. On the way, she meets Rambashi and his mates and eventually makes it to the fire pits. Back in the city, Lal Chand sends Chulak and Hamlet to help Leela, but the king sentences him to death once he is told that Lal Chand helped in escape of the precious white elephant. Will Leela survive the firewalk? Would Lal Chand's life be lost in the city? What will happen to Chulak and Hamlet? Questions to these answers are in the story. Now let's discuss our views and thoughts on the story. You know the book is going to be enjoyable with an opening line that goes like this. 1,000 miles ago, in a country east of the jungle and south of the mountains, there lived a firework maker called Lal Chand and his daughter Leela. Written in style of classic fables with just a little twist that becomes apparent as the narrative evolves. This book is written with short, simple sentences and features clear events, but with little reminders and threads of magic and adventure. For example, the author uses the classic white elephant in the story to create a lovable Hamlet that talks. Now the king of that country owned a white elephant. It was the custom that whenever the king wanted to punish one of his courtiers, he would send him the white elephant as a present. And the expense of looking after the animal would ruin the poor man, because the white elephant had to sleep between silk sheets, enormous ones, and eat mango-flavored Turkish delights, tons of it, and have his tusks covered in gold leaf every morning. When the courtier had no money left at all, the white elephant would be returned to the king, ready for his next victim. As you can see, the exaggerations of imaginations become very entertaining. I could visualize the author telling the story to a wide-eyed young audience as I read this book. Although Lalchand and Leela are Indian-sounding names, the illustrations put them in Asia, with the iconic triangular heads and Chinese-looking garments. Leela makes little dragons through her fireworks, and city has both prawn and batik sellers on its streets. The kingdom has elements from Asia as well as West, and the display of fireworks sees an eclectic mix of artists. The invited firework-makers arrived the very next day, together with all the other famous artists and performers. The Chinese Scout and Guide Opera Company, Senor Archibaldo Gomez and his Filipino Mambo Orchestra, the Norwegian National Comedy Cowbell Players, and many others. The first firework maker was Dr. Puffin from Heidelberg. The second visiting firework maker was Signor Scorsini from Naples. The third firework maker was Colonel Sam Sparkington from Chicago. And the book has quite a few humorous elements. You couldn't help but laugh at how young Chulak turns the broad white back of Hamlet into a moving billboard, or the antics of Rambashi, who is trying one thing after another, from keeping hens, to piracy, to restaurants, to singing bands. His description is also a good mishmash of cultures. He was the stoutest man in the group, wore an ostrich plum nodding in his turban, an enormous black moustache, and a tartan sarong. The readers will love Leela as she realizes her dream of becoming a firework maker and finding her place in life. And amidst the laughter and the adventures, Philip Pullman also weaves the life lessons. Fire burns away all our illusions. The world itself is all illusion. Everything that flickers like a flame for a moment and then vanishes. The only thing that lasts is change itself. The illustrations by Peter Bailey are peppered throughout the book and capture the whimsical, eclectic mix of the background, and characters are really enjoyable. So in summary, this is an entertaining, magical fable for young readers that will be very suitable to read aloud and share sparkles while the firecrackers light up the nights wherever you are. ThinkerViews rating for this book is at around 8 stars out of 10. Please let us know your comments and thoughts. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this book review. Please let us know if there are any other children's books that you love and would like us to read and review here at ThinkerViews. And until the next time, thank you for listening.